ravaged Puerto Rico mend fences or make matters worse? Alex's false impression.
Google, what is ISIS?
Why he says he could be helping the president's image. And he's always a hot topic with these ladies.
Idris Elba. Idris Elba. Idris Elba.
Can they keep it together when Idris Elba joins the table? And view your deal to strike a blow against breast cancer just by shopping. Let's fire up Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin. Now, let's get things started.
Two weeks after Hurricane Maria devastated the island of Puerto Rico.
Surrounded by big water, don't forget.
Big water. Big water. The current White House resident dropped in for a tour of the damage. And he tried to put a positive spin on things. Take a look.
Every death is a horror. But if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the tremendous hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that died, and you look at what happened here with really a storm that was just totally overpowering. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. What is your death count as of this moment? 17?
16 certified.
16 people certified. 16 people versus in the thousands.
So putting all our personal feelings about the guy aside, how do you think he's handling this? Is he trying to reassure people that things are going to be taken care of?
You know, all I can say is that Rex Tillerson, his own Secretary of State, called him a moron. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yes.
Being reported.
I mean... Well, even Nixon and Kissinger.
He's denied it since,
do you remember Nixon and Kissinger knelt down to pray together? Baker saved George Bush's presidency. This guy's calling the president a moron. That's what we're dealing with.
Well, I feel like in times of devastation, the bar is very low for what a president needs to do. They need to show up. They need to do a lot of hugging, letting people know help is on the way. We're here for you. We support you. A lot of listening because people aren't feeling heard, especially specifically Puerto Rico feeling like they're an island that in some ways isn't getting what they need. That's all you got to do. I've been trying to watch.
You shouldn't throw paper towel into the audience of people that are...
That was probably one of the lesser moves that
But that interested me. I have to say, pardon me for interrupting you. Does he really think like the paper towel to sop up the flood? What was he thinking?
I don't know what he was thinking.
Where is his
I was so offended by that. I mean, you know,
when you're
are we
something it's like party favors or something good, you're looking at people that are devastated, that can't find water, can't find food, and you're throwing the basic needs at them. But I tried to pause for the most part because I find that every time he does something, right away it's easy to react with, oh, here he goes again.
Yeah.
I paused. And then that happened.
And then he threw the paper towel.
Well, no, even the comparing the devastation of lives. When you turn to someone and you're looking at this country who has lost people that they don't even know what the future will look like. They don't even know how they'll rebuild. And you say, yeah, what's the death toll? Like you don't use deaths as a talking point.
Can I say this about the death toll? I mean, FEMA has indicated that the death toll has risen by 30 to 34. And what you have to understand is since Maria hit landfall, almost 2 weeks ago, that means all of those additional deaths were preventable. And what I listen to is people that I trust, like Sanjay Gupta. Sanjay and I work together at CNN. He's been on the ground for quite some time. And what he reported yesterday was that people are dying. And the question is, was aid received soon enough? He also said that many of the most vulnerable citizens are at risk, mostly due to a failure of timely coordinated response by authorities. Yeah. And so that falls, in my view, squarely on President Trump's shoulders.
But also, didn't you say that the people in RCU died?
Yes, people in ICU at one hospital. By the way, all the hospitals aren't up. All the Army bases aren't up. They died in the ICU.
Yeah.
Every single patient died. Because there wasn't.
There's no power.
No generator.
He is, you know, he's not a fan of his coverage, his reviews for today. And he says, you know, great day in Puerto Rico yesterday. While some of the news coverage is fake, most showed great warmth and friendship. Sir, it's on tape. Yeah. You're being criticized because people are seeing what you said. They're not making it up. You're not a cartoon there. Yeah. That's you. That's you throwing towels to people and saying dumb stuff like, you know, in a real catastrophe. It's a little island, man. And the worst hurricane anyone has seen came through there and devastated. Now, yeah, Katrina was devastated, but you also had a landmass. Yeah. You know, an island, you can't go, you're surrounded, man. Come on, don't do that.
So much
you know, I believe his supporters will see it completely differently. They'll see him throwing the paper towels as a gesture of friendliness and, like, you know, I'm coming to the island. Friendliness? That's what I think he's thinking. Clean it up.
Yeah.
But I think they see it as a friendly gesture that he's being lighthearted in a terrible situation.
Is it just me?
Everybody sees things in their own way.
I don't know if I would.
It seemed very inappropriate.
You got to, even though it seems like people follow him everywhere. I think when people watch this just as a human, like when you see that, I cringed instantly at the thought of you're looking at people who have lost lives and you're saying in a real disaster, and that was his words, not mine, that there were more lives lost. To look at the people that are reporting saying we need to hear from you, or people need to know what you're doing, that it really.
But he also said, thanks, Puerto Rico, you've thrown our budget out of whack.
Yeah.
He also his supporters would say he was kidding. I'm just saying what they tell you.
I don't know.
They would say he was kidding.
People like when you're blaming them.
No, you don't kick people while they're down. Like, you don't go in there and start talking about budgets when these people need water and food and medical care. Like, I'm
telling you, this is what they're saying. He's being lighthearted. I was reading the other side.
Well, we got to work on that then, because it's
you know, there's a time for lighthearted and there's a time for not. And being on an island that's devastated and people are dying, I don't think funny is really the direction you want to go.
No.
But who am I? I'm just a weird. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Still ahead, Samantha says no. Why Kim Cattrall says she won't do Sex and the City 3, and which cast members aren't happy about it. This week on The View.
So welcome back. So Congressman Steve Scalise, who's still recovering from being shot by a gunman, is slamming Democrats for using the massacre in Vegas to push their political beliefs about gun control. But then gave his own, saying that the tragedy fortified his support for gun rights. He claims since the shooter cleared background checks, that proves gun reform isn't the answer. So maybe...
Look,
you know, it's kind of Steve Scalise, the gentleman who was shot. And so you want to say, you know, if we look at this guy in particular, he had something like, you know, 30 some odd guns in his room.
33.
33 guns
and 49
in his
altogether.
room. And 49 altogether.
Yeah.
If people had to be tracked every time they bought a gun, you could say to somebody, we noticed you got, you know, 50 guns.
Yeah.
Well, on Whoopi's
what you gonna do with those?
Are you arming a militia?
What's happening? Are you fighting somebody? Should we know what's going on?
Yeah. He bought those all from October 2016 to September 2017. And Jill Snyder, who's a special agent in charge of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, said, quote, we wouldn't get notified of the purchases of the rifles. We would only get notified if there was a multiple sale, which would be 2 or more handguns in an individual purchase. Yeah. So the fact that you can dabble all over the place, there was no record of how many guns he was
having. And that's why you might need to change that law.
Yeah, and
because people are using it to get around.
And it's just common sense. It's common sense gun control. Nobody is saying, you know, no one can have guns. No one is taking away guns. You know, I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment. I'm not saying you should take away all guns, but can't we all agree that people don't need automatic weapons?
No, they don't agree with that.
I mean, you don't need it. You don't need it for self-defense.
Or
you don't need it to hunt.
Or
Listen, today I was
Or
watching,
semi-automatic.
I think it's the
We don't
senator
need
from
it.
Oklahoma, I believe. He looks like Garfield. What's his name? Coburn, maybe. He's got the same eyes as that cat. Anyway, I mean, I'm just describing what he looks like, so it reminds me. He was saying that a lot of his friends have automatic and semi-automatic rifles, a lot of them, and they don't. They're not going and killing anybody. So what's the point?
What do they need them
That's
for?
what
You
they
can't
say.
hunt with them. You don't need them in self-defense. That's a military. That's military equipment.
What's really annoying, and it's the most annoying topic that we ever deal with here, is the hypocrisy and the stupidity of what they say to us as if we're stupid. For example, they say there is no solution to this. Well, Australia found a solution.
Yes.
In 1996, they had the worst mass shooting in the history of Australia, right? So then they banned all automatic and semi-automatic weapons, and they have not had a mass shooting since.
Yeah.
B follows A. So don't tell me, please do not tell me that there is no solution. There are solutions. You don't want to do them. Admit that
It's
you're a
just
liar.
those two things. The other thing that I think that we can ban are those bump cartridges.
Well, let me tell you about these bumps. Let me tell you about it. Because Republican Senators Lindsey Graham and Dean Heller have suggested that Congress investigate these modifications because you're not supposed to. They're legal.
The bump.
But the only thing you use them for is to change the weapon.
It's to make sure that a semi-automatic weapon or another weapon can become an automatic weapon.
Which is what this guy did.
Which is what he did. He had 12 of them in his room.
Yes. Well, he had them all on different.
And allowed him to pour down on these people all those
Why can't we just
thousands of
make
bullets.
those three things illegal? Semi-automatic, automatic, and bump.
Because
or any.
they want them.
Why
They
not?
don't want to give them up.
Were you finishing?
Sorry.
No,
And then Paul Ryan goes out there and says it's all about mental health. And then, of course, we all know that they vetoed, or whatever they do in Congress, any bill that would prevent a mentally ill person from getting a semi-automatic gun. So who would they think they're talking to? Are we that stupid that we don't hear what they're saying?
First of all, I want to clarify that people that are watching and sometimes comment and say, look, you guys haven't even waited a beat to talk about this. This is people, we're all trying to understand what solutions are because everyone wants this to be prevented down the road.
Right.
So this isn't about political agendas. This is about, let's talk about what's next, what we can do.
Let's save lives.
Yes, let's try to change this. But the other thing is, one interesting thing is fake toy guns are illegal in Las Vegas because they wanted to make the strip safer. So people that are in Star Wars costumes with lightsabers can't carry those lightsabers.
But it's an open carry state. They can walk around with an automatic rifle on their hip.
Well, the NRA, I don't think, is concerned with the real gun, but the fake guns are illegal. And the lightsabers are illegal, and swords with costumes are illegal.
In the world must be laughing at us, boy. They are getting a big laugh over us in these countries out there.
And then I heard Donald Trump Jr. Said in an interview that there's nothing wrong with silencers at all.
I'd like to silence him.
It was fascinating.
Put a silencer on Donald Trump Jr.
He said this in 2016. He says, it's just a great instrument. There's nothing bad about it at all. It makes total sense. It's where we should be going. It can even help little kids get into the game. Meaning of hunting, because he wants silencers so that hunters and others, their ears don't hurt.
But he kills innocent animals that are probably on the endangered species.
But oh wait, this was
talking about
okay.
But don't we understand that had there been silencers on these guns, that there would have been more deaths in Las Vegas?
Well, for the talk, because all these articles are coming out about how the left reacts with gun control and the right says you don't understand guns. The part that really says that you can't overlook this is the NRA spent $54.4 million in the 2016 election, 3 times the amount it spent on Mitt Romney, it spent on Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Which to me says whether I understand guns or not, there is an interest here that is not about the people and it's about an organization.
But he even said it. Donald Trump said it. The NRA took care of me, and I'm going to take care of the NRA. I mean, that's all it's
People
about.
need to look at a list of congressmen and senators who have received money from the NRA. They need to look at that list.
Well,
that
I
list
think the
can
list
be
will
found.
blow you away.
Yeah, it can be found. And you need to question your representative.
And for people who think we don't need to have serious conversation about gun laws, let me show you something. This is a lawn dart, okay, which is illegal to purchase in America because it's deemed too dangerous. Now this is a Barrett M82, 50 caliber sniper rifle, which can penetrate an airplane and is legal to purchase in most U.S. states.
Yeah.
And the toy guns.
Lawn
don't forget
dart.
that.
Lawn
Can't have
darts.
those toy guns
and-
out there.
We'll be back.
Crazy.
Welcome back. Apparently, a lot of relationships these days just don't work out. And a new book, The All or Nothing Marriage, claims a big reason is because people expect too much from their partners. I mean,
Why do you make that face?
because I think that's ridiculous. But, you know, I'm not married, so I don't know. You guys are married.
Ridiculous for the expecting a lot? Or
I think that, yeah, because, you know, one of the things that makes me crazy with people is if you expect a lot, you have to expect that your partner maybe feels the same way.
Right.
I have so much to give.
Yeah. Then why is he expecting it?
No,
If he's getting it, he shouldn't be
I'm
expecting it.
giving him so much, Whoopi.
Okay. Yes, this is true.
There you go, right? That's true.
Was
The
he
proof is
expecting
in
it?
the pudding.
Gibbs and Gibbs.
Was he expecting it?
Yeah, no.
Surprise. Okay. Anywho.
We're talking about a list of things. You know, women, they want a guy who has money. He's got to be good looking.
No, that's not even on the list. They
Oh,
want someone
that's
that
my
thinks
list.
you're. Oh.
No, I never marry anybody with a lot of money.
People want
I'm
to feel
against that.
loved, sexy, competent,
Yeah.
ambitious, aspirational. I think this is just scratching the surface of what I
But it
expect.
also says that you should ask less of your partner and more of your friendships and find more from other
But I
places.
want Max
That's
to do
right.
it.
But wait, I'm just, I don't understand any of it, but that, what you just read out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you expecting that from? You should be expecting that from yourself.
I already find it within myself. I brought my
good.
part to the table.
Right, okay.
But I would like him, I do expect him to help me be my best self. Like, I do that for him as well. You know, unhealthy relationships, you look at a friend and you're like, they don't bring out the best in each other.
Yes.
I expect the opposite. Like, I want my best brought out. I want to help get better.
I want Manny just to want to be a better version of himself. I don't need him to try to make me
Well,
better.
I want Max to do that too. I want him to be better, and I want him to help me be better.
That's like hours in the day.
Yeah.
Well, you
That's
see,
hours in the day where you're going, I wish you would make me better.
Yeah.
he's got his work cut out for
Because
him.
no one can really, you can only change yourself. No one has the power to change other people.
No,
You
but
can
like
only
when you're
change
working on
yourself.
things, for example, I'm always working on things from like therapy or something, and I'll say to him, if you did, a lot of people enable each other. They enable
true.
patterns, and so I tell him, and then I expect him to step up and help make me better.
Well, I will say,
I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't know what you're talking about. I had a shrink that said to me one time, just find somebody who's pleasant to be with. It's very simple, because you have to
Really?
spend a lot of time with that person.
You do.
And if they have an annoying
not?
personality, and that's the bottom line.
yeah. No, the friendship. I mean, Joy, you told me something that made so much sense to me a couple weeks ago. You said you want a marriage of the mind.
I do. I
You
like
want a
someone smart.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
I can't stand stupid. I hate it.
Yeah. But just a marriage where. Because
You wouldn't be able to deal with that either.
I hate it.
You know, the other stuff kind of goes away eventually.
If
The
they have a
looks
brain.
and all that stuff. But if they have a brain and you have a marriage of the
Or a sense of
mind.
humor,
Or a
someone that
sense
can
of
make you
humor.
laugh.
Usually people
That's
who
all
are
you
funny
need.
are bright people. So you have a
I know,
husband-
right?
You have a yeah. There are exceptions, obviously.
That deserves a hit.
See, she's still hitting.
I can't hit her now. She's pregnant.
Welcome back. So it looks like plans for the third Sex and the City film are not going to happen. Kim Cattrall admits she was the lone holdout, and she said she wasn't being a diva. She just didn't want to do it anymore. Apparently, the other cast members weren't thrilled about the script either. But people are, you know, saying, well, why aren't you doing it? Like, there's a problem with her saying, no, I actually don't want to do that. Is that bad?
No.
All right.
I don't know. I
Don't
wanted,
say yes when you want to say
I
no. It was a
wanted to
book.
see it, though.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
She doesn't. Should people do what they don't want to do just because other people want to see it?
You know, it's not that easy to say no. I couldn't say no when I was younger. They'd say, come for Christmas, come for Sunday dinner, come, we're making meatballs, and I'd have to go. I never thought I could say no to the meatballs.
Yeah.
But then you realize you say no once, and they're like, okay.
But isn't it hard in a career? I mean, this would be a good career move for her, arguably. I have found it difficult to say no when it comes to career.
Career, I think, is harder to say no. Well,
not to take an
family
assignment
boundaries are also difficult, Joy, but
What?
Family boundaries are also difficult.
Yeah,
I think it's
But
hard.
the professional one is a tough one because I think you feel the need to disclaim and explain. So I challenged myself for a while when I said no to things to give no explanation. Like,
really?
yeah, not just leave it as no, but like, no, I won't be able to do that without. I always felt the need to give them 5 explanations. Like, so my mom's sick, and then when she called my sister said that, and by the end you're like, what was I saying?
That's me.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's me.
Yeah.
See, I made a career decision years ago to go to LA for 6 months in a sitcom I was in called Baby Boom. I played a German nanny, believe it or not.
From the movie Baby Boom?
Yeah, I
That's
played a
Baby
German
Boom.
nanny, and they didn't even I recognized me when I went to do the looping. You know what they call looping? They what are you doing here? I said,
wait, what's
I'm the
looping?
nanny.
I don't-
Looping
No,
is when you fill in the words on
Well,
the
the
script.
cast, apparently the cast members liked the script, but weren't happy about her decision.
To
All
say
right.
no.
Like they wanted
But
to all do
anyway,
it.
my point was I said yes to that. I was miserable for 6 months in Los Angeles, and I never said yes again to that type of offer. So at least learn from when you say yes and it's a mistake.
But should she say yes for the benefit of everyone else?
It doesn't even matter because we got to go. But right before Jed said goodbye, remember Jed?
Jed Diabela.
Idris Elba joined us at the table recently, and we're going to show you that interview right after this. If you think being stranded alone in the middle of nowhere with Idris Elba is a dream come true, it's much more terrifying than it sounds in his new movie, The Mountain Between Us. Please welcome, all these women are like this. Please welcome the most fabulous Idris Elba. We can say, we can... Hold up. Because, you know, this, I didn't realize that this is the first time you've done The View.
Yes. I can't believe this
Welcome to The View. It is welcome to The View.
feel privileged to be here.
Last time I saw you was at the premiere of Dark Tower.
I did see you. Yeah.
This
look
is-
at that.
yeah.
Embrace.
And you haven't been here physically, but you have been here in spirit. Take a look at the clip. I would relax on Idris Elba. With or without my clothes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Something about Idris, isn't there?
He's so hot.
called sex appeal.
There's something, I don't know if it's his
like
eyes
it's like a heat.
or
It's
the
like the soul
heat.
comes through.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. He's got sex appeal.
There's something.
That and that's too young for me. But I think about it.
Now, you've played an American quite a few times.
Yes.
And so, you, most notably on The Wire. Yeah.
16 years ago. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
I can't believe that. honestly.
Yeah.
When did you start to perfect your accent? Because you are believably American.
I used to go to the barber shop to perfect my accent.
That's the place.
That's the place.
Yeah, you know, in an English, if you want to talk about the basketball game in an English accent, it just don't come across as good. You can't get your point across, you know. But so I used to perfect it in the barber shop.
So what's a phrase that you picked up in the barbershop?
Come on, man! Come on, man. No, look, come on, man. No, hold up. You had to segue in. It just didn't work with, come on, mate. No? Come on. They didn't pay no attention to me, so.
Kind of, not really.
Excuse me, sir. No.
Now, you were raised in London. Your parents were immigrants from West Africa.
Yeah.
What was it like to grow up in your house?
Both my parents are from Sierra Leone. And any Sierra Leoneans here anywhere? Yeah, no? Okay. One.
All right.
Wow.
Do you know him?
She's like, no. But no, it was great. You know, I'm an only child. My mum and dad, they really sort of retained their culture, even though they lived in England. They retained their culture. Spoken Creole is the language, which is basically just pidgin English, is broken English. So I can speak that badly. I can understand it. Lots of real African food, you know. Fufu, you know what fufu is?
Yeah.
You eat it with your hands.
Yes.
Yeah, you dip it in the sauce.
So good.
That's good.
I want fufu.
Go ahead, Joy.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I was reading about you when you really didn't start your career in your teens. You started in your 20s. Some people start even earlier than that. So I'm just curious what you did before you became an actor, or before you became famous.
I did many jobs. My first job was I was a tire fitter. I used to fit tires. I used to work in a health food shop. You know, when they, to weigh the food out into bags. I did that. I worked at Ford's Motor Company for 2 years.
But you always knew you were going to be an actor, famous actor.
No, not famous, but I just wanted to.
You wanted to work.
I just wanted to work. I loved acting from around probably 12. And then when I got into school, high school, I fell in love with my drama teacher, Miss McPhee.
Miss me.
Let's talk about your new movie, which is so fantastic. Sarah and I went yesterday. The Mountain Between Us. And it's about two people. You play a doctor, a surgeon named Ben. And Alex, you're with Alex, a photojournalist, played by Kate Winslet.
Yes.
And you get stranded on a snowy mountain after a plane crash.
Oh, so are you saying mounting?
Mountain.
Or mountain?
Mountain.
She might have been saying the other one.
I'm saying mountain. I may have had a Freudian slip.
No. You know, it sounds good. The mounting between us.
Kate Winslet.
No, you know it was a real pleasure making that movie. You know, it's a romance, but it's also an exploration of trust and love. You know, the idea that two people can sort of who don't know each other trust each other's instincts or whatever they know to survive together, and then essentially they, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we have a clip. That happens. We have a clip. Let's take a
They
look.
fall in love.
Are you okay?
A couple of bruises, a few scratches, a couple of cracked ribs. I'm okay. I got lucky.
How long's it been?
36 hours. Okay. We've got plenty of water as long as we can melt the snow. Got 4 packets of almonds, a couple of candy bars, half-eaten sandwich, and some cookies.
What kind of cookies?
What?
Joke.
Oh, and it was. We were just saying the cinematography was fantastic, and the plane crash was so realistic.
Really
How
spooky.
was it filming this movie in all that snow?
Yeah, it was. We shot it in the Rockies, basically, in Canada, near Canada, in Invermere, and we went 10,000 feet up every day. Wow. It was freezing. I mean, minus 38. I'm tropical.
Minus 38?
I'm tropical. I tried to convince the producers to do this on a beach. Let's go to a desert. But, you know, they were like, no, we're doing it there. It was freezing, but it was a really good experience. The hardest thing was breathing. At that altitude.
Yeah.
Do you ever have altitude sickness? It's horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. And I had to do a lot of action stuff. Some of the stunts you see, I kind of did, and whew, it was tough.
You did those stunts?
Yes, baby.
You're talking to Idris Elba here, okay?
Did I just get a yes, baby, from Idris Elba? Did that just happen?
No,
He could hold back a little more because.
I'm feeling myself right now. But no, it was a great movie. And Kate Winslet is a great actor.
She is.
Such a great person.
But you know what? You, Idris, can come back here anytime.
Yes,
we hope
please.
You can. Thanks to the very wonderful Idris Elba. The Mountain Between Us is in theaters on Friday, and we, of course, as always, will be right back.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and on today's View Your Deal, we partnered with vendors that support breast cancer research and treatment. You can go pink and save at least half off, but it's only while supplies last. So let's get shopping with style expert and one of my favorite humans, Greta Monahan.
I love it. You had me at hello. I know. Honestly, PJ Harlow loungewear. I'm so excited I get to bring this back for you. This is super luxe loungewear. Feel this.
No, it's so
but
soft.
These items are so good. You can style on the go and wear these out. I pair this with a little pair of jeans, leggings. I belt it. I go pick up my pick up my son in it. It's amazing. So you can do all these pieces separately, like the little silks, and then mix and match. Do what you want.
You also shared that you took these to the hospital after you had your baby.
I wore them pre-pregnancy, during, and after, and I literally ripped my clothes off to get into them. They're so good. And these are pillowcases that turn any bedroom set into a luxury 5-star hotel suite bed. Amazing.
My grandma swore by those.
Oh, they're incredible. Good for hair and skin. Original price, $44 to $88. Today's deal, $22 to $44. Savings of 50% off.
And it's a deal.
Okay, makeup eraser, all right? Ooh. So this replaces, you don't need any wipes, you don't need any cleanser. Check this out. I'm gonna show you. I have waterproof mascara here. This little cloth is magic.
Wait, this
take a look at this. Yeah.
Oh my
You guys
gosh.
see that? Done. Just water. Just literally dip it in water because it's so soft. It replaces everything, you guys.
Well, and you don't want to pull on your skin.
Exactly. I was going to say it's great for anti-aging and especially sensitive skin because you're not putting all of that extra on your skin or rubbing. It's super soft. Best part, you wash it and use it up to 1,000 times. So rinse it off in your sink or throw it in the washer.
That's adorable. I love this.
Oh, they're amazing. All different sizes this time. I only brought you one size last time. Original today, $20 to $40. Today's deal, $10 to $20 for savings.
Okay. Brilliant.
I mean, it is.
I
know those. Everybody needs them. Yeah. Everyone. This is Go Smile Sonic Pro Smart Brush and Whitening Kit. So check this out. You get everything you need.
I love that you put it on. These. My son loves it because it lights up your whole mouth.
Exactly. Blue light technology kills bacteria and whitens the teeth, but up to 7 shades within 30 days if you use this. That's amazing. Amazing. And it has different speeds for your sensitivity, so you decide. And best part, it has an auto timer. So it only goes the 2 minutes in each quadrant. It reminds you to move it along. I have to move it along. Original price, $99. Today's deal, $44.50. Savings of 55%.
Yeah.
I know, incredible. Michael Todd Beauty. So the first one you have is Sonic Blend. I know you love this. The makeup brush that gives you a flawless airbrush finish each and every time. Amazing.
Good. I need all the help I can get.
This is incredible. The next one that you have is Sonic Clear. Ooh. So you have the petite or the one for the face and body. This gives you that deep clean that is the foundation of every best skin you see out there. And lastly, you have Sonic Eraser. This drives all of your lotions and potions into the skin so they activate better. Yeah, lotions and potions. I know, right? Original price, $79 to $149 on each of these devices. Today's deal, $39.50 to $60 for a savings of 56%. Ideal Fashions, assorted watches, you guys. These are a feel-good, fun accessory that functions. You get silicone leather straps, you get nylon straps. Just pick one that goes with your personality. Yes, and the faces, all unique faces.
Wait, are these adult watches or am I geeking out over
men and women? No, you can do. This is a ton of assortment for men and women. Original price on these is $49 to $125. Today's deal, $20 to $53 plus free shipping, which you love. I know. Now, this is really special. Okay, rustic cuff we love. So these are an inspirational collection. Art for your arm is what they're called, Sarah. But they're made to be abstract and artsy. See, the one that you have on is Dream Big. But it causes you to pause, read, and reflect. So for anybody, I mean, they have phrases like be brave, faith moves mountains, dream big, have courage. These are incredible gifts of inspiration.
Rather than a tattoo.
Exactly. And they're beautifully designed to be abstract so that they look beautiful. Match them up with your own jewelry or these beautiful beads that they did in mosaic and stainless steel beads. I love these with a little charm. Original price on these is $42 to $115.
But today,
$21 to $42. 50 to 63% off. Yay! We need it today. We need it. All the
big thank you you to Greta Monahan. Another great batch of deals. The clock is ticking, people. You have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com, and members of the audience are going home with product from Makeup Eraser. Have a great day, and everyone, take a little time to enjoy the view.